why is Dr. Wayne's right here? That means we're coming back. They're both here. We're going to the wharf. That's Calvin. Seagoing chap. Yeah, let's just go to the wharf. Then we'll come back. Pretty sure she's probably gonna send us. Either she will or Molly will. I think Molly's gonna probably have us playing bouncer. Let's see. Where is... Tavern is here. Elena? Doing nothing still. Fisherman? Oh, we haven't talked to them. Hello, sir. Argwide Timothy Fisherman, please. Timothy Fisherman, please make your acquaintance. My name is Daly, man about town. No, I like that. What can I do for you this evening, Mr. Daly? Compliment is English. Actually, is that a chainmail vest you're wearing? It is. I always wear it when I'm on shore, and I never worry about a man with a knife. Aboard ship is a different matter, of course. Take a swim in one of these, and it'll be your end. Sir, I'm looking for a missing flat purse belonging to Mr. Poe Pickett. That's so. I'm happy to tell you straight out that I cannot abide dishonesty. I do know Mr. Pickett. Everyone down here does. I also know that Glenn Forrester has his flat purse. There you go. There he is, over yonder. How did you come to know this? Simple. I witnessed him filch it. Oh, he made a big show of crouching down, told me he was checking on Poe's welfare. But he's no soft-hearted fellow. I suspected he picked the poor man's pocket, but I never thought Poe had anything to steal. That's very helpful, thank you. Tell him Argwal sent you. That should be good enough for any man on the docks. Your English is quite good, but I still detect a hint of an accent, something I cannot place. I am a Luscar, sir, though I've long since adopted England for my home. I came up with the RMS Victory and the Merchant Marine, and when I got my own vessel and settled for good on these shores, I even married an Irish woman, much to my parents' disappointment. But that's another tale. Do you enjoy your trade? I am an old East Indian Company man, sir, and have plied the waters between here and the subcontinent more times than some men have walked to the corner pub. But to answer your question, I am in love with the sea. Well, it was good to meet you. Perhaps our paths will cross again. Go to the fishmonger. I have seen this fishmonger hawking his wares many a time, and he has inadvertently been on the sunny disposition. But now he looks positively down in the dumps. Some spate of the ill fortune, perhaps. And this meal. These are impressive horns. I've heard that minotaurs have quite the appetite. Here we have herring, cod, haddocks, and mucho mace. but it'll be, Senor. Name's Atticus Daly. It's so nice to meet you, Senor Atticus Daly. I am Felipe Serrano. The man seems well enough. No need for harboring trouble. I have enough of my own. Farewell, Felipe. I have no need for fish at the moment. Si despero lo mejor, Senor. What did it say it was? Cause I lost that quick. Oh yeah, Glenn. Why would... Glenn. Why are you stealing Glenn? Salutations, Mr. Daly. How can I be of service? That Arkwall fellow told me you picked a flat purse off a poor drunk lying in the street. The hell I did. You don't know anything. You don't want word getting around that you're a low-life thief, do you? Give up the flat purse and this will go no further. We did not roll a freaking 2. You got your... What your kind says about me is of no moment. Now clear out. I'm not picking fights over some other cold stolen property. Poe can live with this. Can we tell him it was him? You're a thief, my guy? Crane. Save. Let's go in the tavern. Skinny bloke. Look at the Genove bloody off what the excess of crime and alcohol does to a man. I don't know him yet. Perhaps he's only guilty of a lack of restraint. Urchin and rat. You're up. Oh there, my good fellow. Stop and have a drink with us. My name is Pavel Gerald and this is Anika. This is that rat catcher with a pinfold off Sorry Square. Atticus Daly at your service. What brings you two here during working hours? I'm always at work, my friend, for the clockwork for this clever mind never stops, but we stopped in the day for a little splash on the way to a party. A moment unwrapping, if you can believe it, at Braxton Manor. I'd have you alone, but it's invite only. I can see how that might present a problem. A smart cove don't need an invitation. See what a firecracker she is? I shall be escorting young Anika to the manor, though only as far as the dooryard. That's Anika Johnson to you. Better know the name, because I'm going to be famous. Firecracker indeed. I've heard of such parties, but never once attended. I don't imagine you're keen on anthropology. So what's the draw, Anika? Ooh. Well, I'm heading there to shake things up, so to speak. So if you're in for a bit of fun and deal of skullduggery, then we could use a strong arm like you. Ooh, tell me what you had in mind. Let's table the details for now. This little chap might already drawing some glasses. And it's better that the three of us aren't seen together here in town. Right, Atticus? Look for us on the ferry landing in Braxton County this evening. We'll proceed from here. Very well. Thank you, Atticus. You're a better gentleman than many born to the title. That's a nice sentiment, but also don't get cocky. And still, you still have to turn words into action. All right, then. I'll see you both at the manor later on. Count on it. I'm looking forward to some ma'am. Save again. Interesting. Oh, yeah. I don't care. Let's see. Molly. Crows on the street. How I despise this woman. Atticus, don't you recall what Molly's done to you? Captivating with criminal beings, nothing but trouble. Don't I just say how I want nothing to do with her and blast that ruddy crone? It's almost as bad as Molly. Atticus, are you alright? Ah, yes, but of course. You seem a bit preoccupied. Any road good of you to come. I understand there's an opportunity for me to expunge my debt. Yes, unfortunately I need your service one last time, and then you can sunset it as you please among a vast pile of gin bottles and opium. What would I... What would that I could wring her bloody neck. As you might already know, Miss Clara Reed was the very thief who stole your winnings last night. But I wouldn't get too nasty with her, because I had the tables rigged for you to win in the first place. If you ever want to see that money again, then hear me out. Curse fates. Someday I'll have the chance to shut Molly's mouth for good, and I owe Clara Reed a few choice words as well. I need you to dash over to Braxton Manor. Take the ferry to Braxton Village, and you can't miss it. I can catch the ferry at the wharf. It'll be on the docks just across from the tavern. A man called Fullervold has something of mine. You'll find him in the basement laboratory at the manor. He's been spending a lot of time there lately. What's the deal? And how am I supposed to separate this fellow from your property? Come, we both know you're an old hand at this. Talk some sense into the fellow, and if necessary, kick it into him. How much blood have I spilled over the years, trying to stay ahead of my debt and somehow always failing? Ask what you need to fetch for. What am I fetching for you? It's not money, I take it. Don't go muddle your head before the fun starts. Fullervold will know that what you're after when you arrive. It is nothing you can smoke or ingest, mind. I'll do what I have to. I hope you can double cross her. Don't look so glum. This time tomorrow you'll be a free Minotaur, or as free as you've ever been. Thanks, Mo. You're a sweetheart. Don't get cheeky, or I have Sweet Cherry put a hole in your heart bigger than the one Ariana left. How does she know about... but it's no matter, I've moved on. Oh. Eat dirt, Miss Molly, and try not to break a tooth on the gravel. It's a shame you don't channel that anger to something productive. We're not finished here. You're well informed in the East End. What do you know about the missing orphans from the Sacred Heart? Kidnapped. What an imagination you have. Why would anyone get into trouble of snatching a ragamuffin when you can buy a week's worth from one of them for a shilling? Besides, orphans run off all the time. All true, but the evidence points to an abduction, and it's an undoubtedly sinister fate for these particular children. Alright, your missing little friends may have something to do with that job you've been discussing. Do you mean they could be at the manor? Never said that. Those orphans are indirectly related, if directly at all. Either I was born harmless, or these ragamuffins are at the manor. So at least that's something to go off of. Confident. how's business doing otherwise? Smoothly. That's all you need to know. Molly, I must say, your name is quite literally popping up. As if it was highlighted. Well, I paid to have it glossarized. Here we are in the Crimson Herring Tavern after all. Molly gets whatever she wants from the higher-ups. Molly, Molly, Molly. Every time someone says it, my notoriety gets a boost. That's rather flash. Could I get a name that way as well? You're not important enough. Who knows if you'll survive the evening? That's one hell of a dog you have there. Hell is a good way to put it. He's a cross between a black dog and a hellhound. What's his name? Atticus. What? I'm taking a Mickey. His name's Hercules. Got him a couple years back at a demon dog show. God knows what a rumfin those are. Well, she's not wrong there. I love seeing a Pomerian go right up in smoke. Any road, I saw this fellow making his way through all the obstacles without missing a beat. A bunch of muckety mucks were there, including Silas Bragg. He's a fan of these rare beauties too. Rats mingling with crows. That's funny. It's a fine thing to watch. A beast who obeys their master without hesitation, unlike a lot of folks who work for yours truly. I can attest to that. Many, many times I've quit a job for Molly when it became too damn brutal. So I spoke to the owner. Son of a bloody cane rat wouldn't give him away. Sentimental attachment, he said. I have a feeling this is where Jimmy comes in. So I had Jimmy show him a whole new perspective, so to speak. One that looks up at the daisies from 6 feet under. And now, the dog's mine. Fascinating story. What's the dog trained for? Killing, of course. Other dogs mostly, although he's rather poor at rat baiting. Things are just too small to give him much interest. Molly sure likes the sound of her own voice, though. I get the feeling she told the story, and she has. Dockhound Thug. He won't meet my eye. As far as this thug is concerned, I might not have exist. Greet him. Simmer down. Okay. Bartender. Thanks anyway. Let's talk to the betting station really quick. Mr. Daly, I'm afraid I'm not taking bets right now. Come back another time. I wonder if what's the guy Braggs, the guy that Teddy was supposed to kidnap. I wonder if that's the madam's son. If she is a werewolf. It's annoying. A freaking thief. Cable Street, maybe. Bathhouse. Actually, I want to talk to the bathhouse woman. Only so many people that can give us the information we need at the was Pastor Eli. Laundry. Dummy unclaimed clothes. Knitting machine. Pristine. Likely Dolores can't afford to have a speck of dirt. Maybe she has a customer in here. Let's go to Dolores. I see you rather grasp the bottle and the reality of your sorry state. I don't know why. Can't even doff your fitted clothes and get new ones. Never change, Dolores. Defended. Sure, I can't smell that bad. Maybe your clean facilities and clothes have made you more sensitive to lesser scents. It may look like I'm behind the counter all day long, but I've taken enough trips to Sorry Square to know the difference between a slightly smell and a tangible rank. Seems like her senses have become as sharp as her tongue. Ex-husband. Oh, we almost felt that. How long have things been between you and Bixby? Bixby? Cordial is a good word to describe our relationship. I wouldn't say we're friends. There are some parts of our marriage I remember fondly, but now that I have my independence, I simply can't imagine going back. Dolores, do you know anything about gin? I'm on a bit of a tour collecting exotic brands. I know that gin is a scourge of a common man. I'm strictly a whiskey drinker, Atticus, and occasionally a pinch of opium. If the day's been especially vexed. Opium, was that Bixby's suggestion? Perhaps. Ugh. Seriously? I'm happy you got away from him. Interesting though. Bathhouse. Changing area. Cashier illusion. 20. Bad because she just told us we stunk. Centaur bouncer. Would you like to go through? Enter the den. Huh. Opium maniac? Nah. Fancy fan. With an eye-looking fan, the design is Grecian in style. Bixby doesn't hand out any freebies to the clientele. I never saw a fan carrying a soul inside the den. It's rather strange. Can't figure out what I might be doing here. Let's take it. Mythical fan. Where's Bixby? Dreamer. We can pick a lot of pockets, but we hope that we refresh. I guess we're leaving that quick. Yeah. So Bixby and his ex-wife are right next to each other. What does the fan look like? Eh. Let's leave and go to Nandy's. Have we gone to the apothecary with Atticus? I don't remember. If we have, it's been a while, but it's been a while since we've been Atticus. So Nandy, she's right next door to the apothecary. Interesting. Click. Garden. Waste. Apothecary, here we come. Not apothecary. Nandy, here we come. Alright, let's go. Into Nandy shop. Gotta give it a rest. For the crown. Save this. The two are in a deep discussion. You could just make out what they're saying if you stay quiet. Safe to assume that Dr. Wainwright's judging by his vines and close rapport with Nandy. But I didn't approve any of the transfers. If those patients aren't returned, it could mean losing months of research. I understand your frustration, but there is nothing to be gained from a rising temper. At least the ambulance driver wasn't word talkative. Well, they're my subordinates, and a sudden transfer like this justifies a line of inquiry. I only hope my asking doesn't get me deeper. That's me spotted. Good day to you, sir. Don't be afraid to step inside. How may I be of assistance? I have something to discuss with Clancy Wainwright. Privately, if you don't mind. Of course, excuse me. I don't believe you had the pleasure of meeting Clancy Wainwright, physician. Still Atticus. But we have wits about us. Name Atticus Daly, but I have to cut to the chase. I'm trying to trace the whereabouts of a patient of yours. Is that right? I don't have many patients, so you have to be more specific. Fair enough, doctor, but the extent of my knowledge is that she was recently moved from Bethnal House. Well, Miss Mabasso and I were just discussing that, and unfortunately I cannot help you. The order came from the higher up. No one said a word to me. Rude and unprofessional is what I call it. Look, chum, I'm looking for Matilda Hathaway, my mother, in fact. That ought to get his attention. If your patients are getting moved around willy-nilly, then I might not have much time. Right, you are, sir. I'm also concerned about the swift movements of unseen interest lately. One of the subject's patients was in fact named Hathaway, and the destination was someplace in Braxton County. Now we're getting somewhere. Miss Molly invited me to Braxton Manor tonight. We're not going with her. This is beyond coincidence. I am to pay a visit to a certain gentleman in attendance. I wonder if Matilda was moved to the same place. I worry for anyone in Molly's clutches, but especially Matilda, stripped of her rights for any day from day one at Bethnal House. If she was relocated to a manor on the moors, then she could be part of something the lower classes were meant to know about. Oh my, I've just realized something rather bleak. The blood drains right out of his face and he looks ready to faint. Are you quite alright? What's troubling you? I may be putting myself in danger, but as I was telling Miss Mabasso, I'm tired of holding my tongue. The doctor inhales deeply, his collar stretching tightly against his neck. I've been invited to the soiree tonight at Braxton Manor, hosted by Lord Braxton himself. Sounds like a coincidence not to be missed. You're not suggesting that Lord Silas has invited the mentally infirm to his social affair? I believe the patients could factor in the evening's festivities. What is Braxton? What is happening? Seems the good fellow had an intuition and followed it. You see, Lord Braxton is a member of the board at Bethnal House. He might have used his influence to have the patients transferred to his very manor, but for what purpose? I'm afraid my musings in this regard are rather dark. We don't need him. They're going in already. We don't need him. Ask about your mother's safety. Doctor, if it's possible, can you promise me my mother's not in danger? I'm sorry, Atticus. I wish I could make you such a promise, but in good faith I cannot. Ask the sheriff's musings. Doctor, I assure you I can handle your musings, no matter how dark they are. This is my mother's life we're talking about. Please, just tell me what you were thinking. I don't know anything of substance, but despite his duties on the board, I don't think of Lord Braxton as a man to be trusted. If my patients were taken to his property, well, I don't care to speculate what could happen. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wainwright. Your information was helpful, but now I must take my leave as swiftly as possible. For once, he refused to procrastinate. Good. Shut up, you old crone. We're trying to track down Matilda over here. Let's go to Nandy. Atticus wasn't. Forgive me, but I happened to overhear a few stray words of your conversation with the doctor. Anything I can help you with? Perhaps a tincture of your troubles. I don't want to say this the wrong way, Miss Mabasso, but you seem like you know about some of the things that scuttle in the dark. She lets her friendly smile drop and reaches into the pouch at her side, retrieving a carved wooden pipe and a small wad of tobacco. Her attention seems to be entirely on the pipe as she replies, "Rats, Mr. Daly. Anyone in London could tell you of rats. I'm looking for something a little bigger. Have you ever heard of the Sons of Caruso?" She lights the pipe and looks up at you. "There are some questions better not asked, Atticus. Why do you want to know?" "I had a close friend as a boy. Back when I was an orphan at Sacred Heart, he disappeared one day after I left, and I never looked into it. A street preacher implied that Father Franco and the Sons of Caruso might be responsible for orphans going missing, so I'm looking into it. My advice to you is to let that past lie. You will find only heartache and danger down that path." Just need a freaking... Oh, thank you. I've already had my share of heartbreaks and danger. I'm hoping that closing this old chapter can give me some closure. I can see strength in you, Atticus, but this is a dark path. Are you certain you wish to know? I am. I cannot tell you very much, but I can direct you to the next step of your journey. Whatever someone dies in the smoke, ambulance drivers race to be the first to claim them. She blows an ironic cloud into the space between you. Your friend went missing decades ago, but chances are someone found him. You should look for old drivers, perhaps around the docks and wharves. Bottle's name. Troublesome gin. Why such a name? Well, any sort of liquor has the potential to cause trouble, does it not? We can't afford to spend anything. Got anything in stock that'll make the face down, shine, smile down on me? A second thought, I better take my chances. Ask about the tree. Even I don't know the answer to that query, nor does the occupants before me. Its origin remains a mystery, but what's important is that what it brings now. Farewell, Atticus. Is there a way for us to swap back? I have no idea. Look for the orphan. That's not it. No, we were. That's not it. Let's go to the wharf for that. And then we have options. Braxton Fair Landing. I have to take the ferry. Interesting. Stop. Glenn. So tell me, Lieutenant, what was it like before becoming a sailor? Not much to tell. I did a little of this, a little of that. A little ambulance driving, perhaps? I should be careful asking. He's likely to be evasive, and I can only ask once. Oh, perfect. Come now, Glenn. I've listened to your sea tale, and was I anything but a capable listener? An adventurer like yourself must have worked some exciting jobs as a young man. Why is everyone asking me about this all of a sudden? He rubs his temple in apparent consternation. Fine. I used to work as an ambulance driver once upon a time. More recently, I suppose. Recently? Oh, wow, really? Look, I take no pride in it, really. Did it a while when I was a young man and got out of that rotten business when I joined Her Majesty's Navy. Rotten. An ambulance driver as altruistic lot. Ever since my discharge, it's been a bit tough making ends meet. The pension only goes so far. So yes, I've gone back to it. But at least I'm not still doing Arsenal's dirty work. Blood drains from the lieutenant's face. Forget that last part. Oh, we're gonna fail it. The man that the Yep. Listen, bub, I know where you've been up to. Start talking if you want to keep the other leg. He puffs off his chest like an angry gorilla. You best be careful who you use that tone with. I am a lieutenant of Her Majesty's Navy, and I don't scare easily. Glenn almost spits on my foot. Almost. We're done talking here, chappie. I think you better come back later with a bit more respect. That's a son of a gun. Oh. There has to be a way. We're sneaking in, so we might as well stay in this farm at this point. Just don't remember where the ferry is. She seems to be in a hurry? The crone? Interesting. Parlor plates. Dante Ziegler. Dante, you gotta have a way for us to take this ferry, my guy. Is that Otto? Really, mate, there's a deal of numbers spinning in my head, and I don't want to lose track. Now scoot along. Alright, Mr. Ziegler, I shouldn't bother you any longer. I'm in enough trouble. Don't want to add it by boarding another person's boat on a whim. How do we take the... Where's the ferry? Atticus? We're at the docks. Well, which I keep forgetting about, actually. I don't think I've been there with anybody recently. Where is the ferry? Let's see. Braxton. Those are below station. Braxton Manor. I don't remember how to take the ferry. Square. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Save. Very. Better make sure I'm done with what I need to get done in London. Once I'm out in Brighton, I don't know what I'll make tomorrow or next week. I'll make it back. And the part is a good one. Don't get ahead of yourself, Atticus. There's still much to be done. In a sober fashion, that is. Not just yet. I just want to make sure. We don't have the money for this, so that's dead. Trail is cold. Who could we talk to for the courtesan killer? I would say Braxton. That doesn't make sense. Mandy, it has to be in the bell jar. That's the only thing I can see. We can... trying to think. We can... you know what? Oh, this is gonna annoy me if I leave. could it be? Who could we talk to actually? Let's do. I think we're gonna just leave at this point. I feel like everything is accommodating for the manor. Yeah, let's leave. Ferry. Take the ferry. Time to go to the manor. Everything seems like my illusion wore off. Oh well, nothing lasts forever. That is 13.